Hi, I'm Dan Oakes from BBO Enterprises. Russ and I have invited Melanie Zimmerman here, the author of Carrot Chowder. She's going to tell us a little bit about this recipe and how to make it and how it came to be. Melanie, how did you come up with this idea in the first place? Could you tell us briefly?
I went to an activity where they were cooking carrots in all kinds of ways, and they had a carrot soup. I thought, that's a great idea. I took theirs as a start, went home that very day, and came up with carrot chowder.
Well, it has a lot of carrots in it. I noticed that when I was making it. Why don't you go ahead and show us and give us some of the insights on how to prepare this recipe.
All right. First, you brown some nice lean beef, and if it sticks a little bit on the bottom, when it's through browning, just put a teeny bit of water in. You can hear that sizzle, and that will bring up those yummy flavoring, you know, that nice young flavor. Then we'll add our salt.
Now you want to add your seasoning first, is that right?
Add our seasonings and pepper.
Now, Melanie, didn't you win an award for this recipe?
I did. I actually won the Hour Magazine National Recipe Contest.
Wow.
Won a trip to Hollywood, and they had...
and a car, too, didn't you tell me?
A car, all kinds of prizes. They put us up in a hotel in Hollywood, and we just, you know, first time I was ever in a limousine.
Wow.
So now you're adding the
we
onions,
add the vegetables. Right? We want that flavor from the meat to get in.
Just a little so we can see it.
Okay.
Stirring it.
Add all these vegetables, and we want that good brown.
Now, does it matter if you add the vegetables next, or, I mean, is there an order?
It's important to add the vegetables so that they can get that salt and pepper flavor. And
you know, it smells good already. I can smell that. You know, when you add the
it's sticky,
celery
so we want to get that flavor into these vegetables. Once the bottom is cleared and the vegetables seem like they've had a chance to absorb some of the flavoring, we'll add our carrots.
Now, we've got a chopper to chop up those carrots. Made it go real quick. But I know when I tripled the recipe, there were a lot of carrots. It really kind of surprised me.
There are a lot of carrots. And it's a chowder, you know, indicates that it's thick. So we've got I grate the carrots long. That makes them, it gives a different texture to the soup, I think.
You know, there's so many carrots when our little baby, who's about a year and a half old, he loved it. And, you know, we have a challenge, it's a struggle to get him to eat his vegetables, but he just went to town on it. And it was so cute because, you know why? By the end of the meal, his face he looked like a pumpkin. His face was so orange from the carrots. But it's a great way to get because, it really is surprising how many vegetables there are.
You know, that was another reason. I have a huge garden and grow all of these things. I might mention to you that sugar and marjoram are absolutely essential to this recipe.
Gives it a better flavor.
The sugar brings out the sweetness of the carrots and the peppers, and the marjoram is the secret ingredient. That if somebody wanted to, you know, kind of keep this recipe and not let anybody give them the recipe and leave one thing out, they'd leave out the marjoram.
Changes it that much.
And some people do that.
You know, I hate to break it to you, but we kind of published this one on our software, so there may be a few people in on the secret.
Oh, I give it to everybody that wants it, and I rarely have a winter go by where I don't get several calls saying, Melanie, I've lost your recipe. And it's been served in...
Let's show them this texture real quick. If we could zoom in one more time here. We've got now all the vegetables, as you can see here. And then we've just added some of the liquid ingredients. And the last liquid ingredient, I believe, is the cream of celery soup,
It is. Now, I will generally cook this for a while.
We've got to move right along. As we get those ingredients in there, you want to let it simmer for a while, right? In fact,
let it simmer. I actually simmer it without the cream of celery soup for a few minutes.
Okay.
And then add the cream of celery soup. You can make your own cream of celery soup by taking a full stalk of celery, pressure it in a couple of cups of water, and then it will be thick, but it will be just as thick as your soup out of the can.
Now, we prepared some earlier today. In fact, I had some for lunch, and it was delicious. Now, we've had some simmering in a crock pot all day long. I've served it up in a bread bowl here.
Just top it with some cheese and eat.
Mm-hmm. That looks good.
Does, doesn't it?
Watch out. Let me have a bite of that. Whoa, that's hot.
Mmm. Wow.
Mmm.
Like that?
Great. I love it.
Good.
Well, that's delicious, Melanie. Thank you so much for sharing this recipe with us.
Yeah.
And we'll see you all again next month.